Despite Democrats shellacking nationwide, left-wing or liberal ballot measures won overwhelmingly, enshrining abortion rights, passing minimum wage increases, and mandatory paid vacation time.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Let's jump right into last week in Southern labor. Here is what workers in the U.S. South and the American colonies were up to from November the 1st to the 8th. In new union campaigns, the employer filed a petition for a union election after a majority of the 148 workers at First Student, a school bus driving company in Zachary, Louisiana, demonstrated support for unionization with the Amalgamated Transit Union, ATU Local 1546. 10 workers at Compass Connections, a social work nonprofit in Los Fresnos, Texas, filed a petition to hold a union election with the Teamsters Local 657. 4 workers at Palm Garden of Port St. Lucie, a rehab facility in Port St. Lucie, Florida, filed a petition to hold a union election with 1199 SEIU United Healthcare Workers East. 7 workers at the Public Service Company of Oklahoma, a utility provider in Lawton, Oklahoma, filed a petition to hold a union election with an unnamed union in the NLRB's system. 7 workers at Hilton Hotels DC National Mall in Washington, D.C. filed a petition to hold a union election with the International Union of Operating Engineers, IUOE Local 99. 18 workers at Starbucks in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, filed a petition to hold a union election with Starbucks Workers United, as did 16 workers at the Springfield, Missouri location. 64 workers at Evergreen Shipping Agency in Dallas, Texas, filed a petition to hold a union election with the International Longshore and Warehouse Union, ILWU Local 63. 14 workers at Hospital General Castaner in Lares, Puerto Rico, filed a petition to hold a union election with the Union General de Trabajadores Local 1199, an SEIU affiliate. In campaign updates, a judge has ordered a third election at the Bessemer, Alabama Amazon warehouse due to company violations of labor law, but both the union and the company are appealing the decision, with the company lying and saying that they did not break the law, and the union saying that without stronger remedies, simply mandating a third election will not change anything. In election results, 16 workers at Olson Brothers Provac and
$700 with Liberty.
16 workers at Olson Brothers Provac in Manassas, Virginia, withdrew their petition for a union election with IUOE Local 77. 25 workers at United Cleanup Oak Ridge in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, voted 22-3 in favor of unionization with the Atomic Trades and Labor Council of the UFCW. 15 workers at Nail City Painting in Wheeling, West Virginia, voted 12-0 in favor of unionization with the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades, IUPAT, District Council 53. 21 workers at Frontier Strategies in San Antonio, Texas, voted 10-5 in favor of unionization with the Industrial, Technical, and Professional Employees Local 4873, an OPEIU affiliate. 15 workers at Pinhall Company in Austell, Georgia, voted 11-4 in favor of unionization with IUOE Local 926. 9 workers at Gulf States Fire Protection in Houston, Texas, voted 9-0 in favor of unionization with the Road Sprinkler Fitters Local 669, a UA affiliate. And 60 workers at the Sigma Network in Kansas City, Missouri, voted 35-16 in favor of unionization with the Teamsters Local 955. In settlements, grievances, and unfair labor practices, the NLRB is alleging Dallas Black Dance Theater violated federal labor law by maintaining unlawful work rules, threatening workers with discharge if they unionized, decreasing the length of the main dancer's summer contracts by approximately 2 weeks, and then promising to restore it in retaliation for union activity and to discourage union activity. The NLRB is seeking, among other remedies, making whole the unlawfully terminated workers for back pay, search for work expenses, and any financial harms they have received as a result of being unlawfully terminated. She also seeks training for managers and supervisors and employees on employee rights, rescinding the unlawful work rules, notice postings, and letters of apology. Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate. In strikes and bargaining updates, 27,000 educators and support staff who recently unionized with the Fairfax education unions have a tentative agreement that the unions say, quote, would allow for region-leading employee compensation via salary and step increases, additional educator planning time, and continuation of an 8-hour teacher contract for special education teachers, and more. This in the Fairfax County Public School system. Members of UE Local 123 in Verona, Virginia, working for Daikin, held a public protest against alleged violations of the contract, specifically withholding raises. In political and legislative updates, a new report from the Department of Labor shows that nearly $70 billion has been approved for 98 multi-employer pension plans, whose 1.2 million participants faced reductions in retirement benefits averaging 41%, a huge benefit for retired working people from the Biden administration. Despite the largest ever mobilization by the labor movement on behalf of a presidential candidate, and despite the fact that union members are actually the only demographic which did not move towards Trump in this election, Donald Trump did win re-election to the presidency. Many national labor leaders responded, emphasizing the importance of the labor movement in the coming years in protecting the rights of working people, as they will undoubtedly come under assault. Liz Shuler, AFL-CIO president, said, "This result is a blow to every worker who depends on our elected leaders to fight for our jobs, our unions, and our contracts. Now we are faced with the reality of a second Donald Trump term. The Project 2025 agenda promises to dismantle labor unions because we are a pillar of democracy and a check on power. We've seen assaults on our fundamental rights before. In the days, months, and years ahead, labor's task will be to defend working people when it happens again." The Stagehands Union's president, Matthew Loeb, said the next 4 years will be about defending against political attempts to dismantle the rights won over the last century, as well as defending against attempts to further slant the economy towards billionaires and international corporations at the expense of working-class Americans. If we can't depend on our nation's laws to ensure workers have access to fair pay, sustainable benefits, and workplace protections, then we must enshrine them in our contracts. Solidarity is the only path forward. Federal Employees Union President, AFGE President Everett Kelly said, "Federal employees are sworn to uphold the law and the Constitution, and they will continue to do their jobs regardless of who sits in the White House. But our union will not stand by and let any political leader, regardless of their political affiliation, run roughshod over the Constitution and our laws." During President Trump's first term, his administration attempted to gut many of our negotiated union contracts, downsize and relocate federal agencies of great disruption and cost to taxpayers, and replace tens of thousands of nonpartisan civil servants with political appointees who would blindly do his bidding. Federal and D.C. government employees should be able to do their jobs without political interference, without violating their constitutional oath, and without breaking the law. And as their elected representative, we will do everything in our power to make sure that's possible. UAW President Shawn Fain said, "It's time for Washington, D.C. to put up or shut up, no matter the party, no matter the candidate. Will our government stand with the working class or keep doing the bidding of the billionaires? That's the question we face today, and that's the question we'll face tomorrow. The answer lies with us, no matter who's in office. If that's the question you're asking today, no matter who you voted for, sign up and join us at solidarity.uaw.org. The UE, United Electrical, Radio, and Machine Union, said, "This election has demonstrated once again that the current two-party system is incapable of uniting working people around a vision for progress. We reiterate the position taken by UE's General Executive Board in September. Quote, working people need an independent political organization to fight for our interests against the corrupt two-party system. And we call upon our locals and members, the rest of the labor movement, and our allies in other social movements to get serious about building a true political alternative, a labor party that can unite and speak for the working class." Nationwide, it's untrue that we saw a real decrease in voter turnout, despite some people believing that, including myself, because the currently tallied votes are less than what was totally tallied in 2020. In fact, total votes are expected to be approximately the same as we saw in 2020. And in many swing states, there was even a higher turnout. But in Alabama, we did, in fact, see a marked decrease in voter turnout. 58.5% voted, the lowest in 30 years. North Carolina members of the National Nurses United celebrated Josh Stein's win of the gubernatorial race over self-proclaimed black Nazi Mark Robinson, mentioning in their statement how, as Attorney General, quote, he sued HCA, the Hospital Corporation of America, for violating the asset purchase agreement it made when it acquired Mission Health in 2019, a move that was applauded by Mission Hospital RNs in Asheville, North Carolina. Alabama elected another Democrat to Congress as a result of federal court-mandated redistricting. Shamari figures in District 2. Despite Democrats shellacking nationwide, left-wing or liberal ballot measures won overwhelmingly, enshrining abortion rights into state constitutions, passing minimum wage increases, and mandatory paid vacation time. In Nashville, Tennessee, the transit improvement referendum overwhelmingly passed to fund Nashville's, quote, Choose How You Move $3.1 billion transit plan. The half-cent sales tax increase will expand transit service and job opportunities for ATU Local 1235 Nashville, Tennessee members. Florida education unions won a small fight in the courts. The courts said that the new Florida law banning dues deductions cannot nullify existing contracts, but that in future contracts, such an agreement cannot be made.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.